Hello everybody, happy 2023 to all of you out there. I hope you had a really great New Year and a brilliant Christmas, and it is still, well, not Christmas, but I've still got my tree up. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Sparkly. It's only a very small tree. You can see that, and it's got an upside down robin on the top. Just fell off a bit. And I've also got a very miniature pink tree. Isn't that really lovely? Something, isn't it? Put them up late as well, so I'm going to leave those up in January to enjoy. Anyway, enough of festivities. Let's talk about adversity. What is adversity, I hear you say, if you don't know what the meaning is, but I'm sure you all do out there. Adversity is, what is it? Hardship. So any kind of hardship. It could just be like some small challenges in life, or it could be that you're going through a really difficult time. And we all do from time to time, don't we? So how do we maintain our faith when we are going through something that's hard for us? And I guess most people would think of maintaining faith as in believing that things are going to get better. But because we believe that what we can imagine and dwell on in the imagination does actually become physical fact in the material world, then our faith is based on believing that whatever we want has already happened. And that's the essence of it. And how many of us actually can maintain that belief that what we want already exists? It just hasn't appeared in the world yet. There are times, when I just wonder when, but I know that that's how you do it. You've got to believe that just by imagining, you have created something in your world. And it's not just that, it's assuming it's done. It's faith, imagination, and assumption. Those are the three main ingredients. You put those in the bowl, mix it up, and then you just keep it there. You don't even cook it because you want to keep it there. You want to keep it with you all the time. You could cook it, but you'd have to keep it. You can't get rid of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Imagination, imagine what you want. Have faith that it is already a fact in the world of the invisible. And then assume all the time that it's done. It's done. It's a fact. It's happened. So we have to get down to the nitty-gritty. We have to get to the source of it all, which is believe. When you have believed that it's all done and that you have actually created something in that moment, or rather manifested something. It's not really that, is it? But everything is already created, as it says in the Bible, and everything exists in the invisible, which we see as the imagination. And so we're just drawing it out of the invisible and just believing that by doing that, we have done everything we need to do. Just maintain that feeling that it's done and it will appear. It's so simple, isn't it, really? You can read a lot about it, and I think that's a really good idea. Read a lot of what Neville Goddard wrote, listen to his talks, and really get that brilliant overview if you don't already. I'm sure a lot of people have already. But then it comes down to getting to the essential point, the pith teachings, as Buddhists say, and that is you believe once you've imagined your act that it's done, and you hold on to that belief. That's what I think anyway. So we've got to really see that moment of imagining as something very special and something very worthwhile that we're doing, that we are actually changing our life for the better by creating something that we really want, drawing something out of the invisible that we really want, and believing that it will appear when the time is right in the physical world. And a lot of the time we do forget when things appear. And then you might remember a bit later and think, oh, I'm sure I thought of that. It could be something very small. It could be something bigger. Because we're imagining all the time. So it's not just what we're really focusing on, what we really want to happen in our world, but it's smaller things as well. And sometimes you might think, oh, I'm sure I imagined that, but I can't remember. And that's because of our fading vegetable memories that Neville Goddard spoke about. There just seems to be some incapacity in us where we can't maintain that memory of everything that we've imagined, but it is there. I mean, we have imagined everything that appears. I was imagining for quite a while, I still am imagining, I am a best-selling author. I thought that would be a good one to imagine, even though I didn't write much, which could be a problem. And I spent a couple of years really planning a book, reading a lot of Neville Goddard's work and listening to his talks. I wanted to get it totally right. Really, the book was for me so that I could condense his teachings and have a really good understanding of how to imagine so that I could have whatever I wanted. So I really wanted to get it right. And then obviously share it with people on Amazon for a very reasonable price, I might add. But obviously I hope to make some money as well because I enjoy it and I'd like to do that kind of thing. And it did do really well, at least for the first few months. I didn't realise how well it had done until I was looking back recently. And then it went down a bit, and okay, but then, hardly anything. And I did nothing to advertise it. And then I wrote a few other things, and not that long ago, it was 2 years now, I wrote a book called Master the Mind from the Teachings of Neville Goddard. And that took me a much shorter amount of time to write because I feel I was more familiar with his writings then, and I just wanted to simplify things. And I put it out there, and again, it did okay, but nothing amazing. And then it went shoo. So I was probably not making many dollars a month, very few. And I'm not making loads now, but it's really gone up. And it's been a gradual thing. And then I got this little label on Amazon saying bestseller. And I was like, wow, that's really great. But the thing is, if you get that, as soon as another book overtakes you, it's just gone. So there's no evidence that you're ever a bestseller. Your book was a bestseller. But recently it's been happening more and more often, and it will stay there maybe for a whole day. And then the next day it'll come back. And then I suddenly realised, I was a bit slow. I'm saying I am a best-selling author, and I am on Amazon. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're rich, does it? But it's still true, according to their criteria. And the niche that I'm writing about is quite a small niche. And so you don't need to sell that many books to get to number one, which is great. So I'm not making loads of money, but I'm doing okay. You know, I'm really grateful for whatever I get because I see it as appreciation and the beginning of something that can mean I can make a living from writing. But I was just thinking about it the other day, and I thought I need to be more specific when I say I am a best-selling author. Maybe I am number one in the New York Times, I don't know. But my point is, I was saying that, and it did happen. And much more easily than I thought. So it does work, and that's just one thing. It's happened so many times for me, and just little things that I can't even remember right now. But maybe we need to be quite specific about what we want if we want something very specific. If you think general, you're going to get it back very general. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on it. So if there's anybody out there who is going through some really tough times, you have my sympathy. I'm very sorry. And I do know how it feels to go through tough times. I think most people do who've lived a bit. The best advice I can give is to keep the faith through adversity and just believe that you already have what you want, that your situation has changed, and know that everything passes. And I think it's a really good idea to write down when you've had success with things, because that will help to maintain your faith in the process. Because when things get rough, it's very easy to not totally lose your faith, but just focus on the worst things that are happening instead of assuming the best. Another book I've written. Always try and assume the best, and that's going to happen. And you'll just come out of that storm and go towards the sunshine until the next time. But, you know, the more you can do it, and that's the greater faith then that you have, and then bad times won't hit you so hard because you'll just see it as part of life, and that it's going to get better and you can make it better because you've got all the power you need within yourself. So we always have to hold on to that. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Oh, there's just one other thing. I know I was going on a bit about the book thing, but there was a purpose behind it. I decided to do a little clip about adversity because I thought that would be a good book to write. So I'm going to write a book called Faith in Adversity. And I've done one chapter, which is not much so far, because I was recording an Audible. So if anyone's interested in having an audio book of Master the Mind, hopefully it will be passed soon. I will let you know. Yeah, so I'll write that book and I'll let people know when it's on Amazon, and I'll make it free for a few days. And so hopefully people will like it and leave me a good review. All the best to you people, and I just hope everything's going well, and remember there's always good things that come out of adversity too. That's a good one. Okay, take care and speak to you soon. Bye.